friends who came to join the great performance by our world-renowned soloist. Imagine, in few days, they made more than sometimes people do their whole life. They got like a booster shot against COVID, no COVID, to promote music and good music. And we started with very simple introductions. That in life, what is important, how we perceive things, how we interpret, and how we apply it. But we can go both directions, in the right or in the wrong. Fortunately, the enthusiasm, and I explained that enthusiasm is not only hope, but enthusiasm is a Greek word. Everybody knows Greek? And with theos, God, with God. That's enthusiasm. And I can tell you, not being a musician, but being by association, I'm joking, when Pavarotti went off, I went on. I can see that people succeed in life when they are enthusiastic, committed, and trying to follow the compass. And the compass is for everybody the same in human nature. And the best expression, of course, is the Decalogue. Unfortunately, nowadays, many states got back and they are now demanding to expose the Decalogue, the Ten Commandments, at schools and universities receiving state money. Because why should we eliminate the compass of life? Otherwise, we will see that our commotion and confusion will be deeper and deeper and deeper, and there will be less and less and less people doing good, sharing beauty, sharing truth, sharing unity. But I'm not going to give you a lecture. Since this is like an end of one period of life and starting a new one. After almost 200 hours being here, I was impressed how people can learn, being committed, enthusiastic, listening, and combining the exchange from own experience with the experience of other people. And as you know, our faculty, they're young, enthusiastic, and they have achievers. It's to be close to 100 countries altogether, it's not nothing. But at the same time, we have been using music for personal development and social development. What unfortunately is not in the perception of music in general when we say entertainment. Yes, it is. It is because there's beauty, there's many things which lift up. But the most important is how does it contribute to my personality and how does it contribute in the relationship to others. And we have historic examples that nations who have been promoting this kind of music, in spite of the wars, in spite of blaming for all the bad things in the world, still on top. How? Well, because culture matters. And what people are a result of culture, and culture is a result of people. Because everyone has culture, but what kind of culture? Question. You may ask, well, is it worth to send my child or my grandchild here? If you will be familiar with the daily routines they are going through and the surprising experiences, you might say it's unique. Because before we started this 22 years ago, I visited all major summer so-called camps, including Aspen, and I concluded, unfortunately, we are giving more into commercialism than into education, than to the quality of life. And therefore we introduced that first, the whole person has to be taken care of, from the physical, psychological, spiritual. And the technical things are important because they prove how all these elements combined, because by their fruit you will know them. And tonight you will know them. But again, going to the question, what have they been doing? Well, I could tell you this, but I think the best is to be ask some students. Maybe you want to tell us what have you been doing at IIMIF?
Yeah,
Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Shay. I'm a student here at IIMIF. This is my second year here, and it's been truly an amazing experience. The routine of the day usually starts off with a nice healthy breakfast, and then sometimes we'll go on walks up to the grottos, or the shrine. It's very pretty. Nice, great way to start off the day. And the community and the breakfast is always very, bringing everyone together. And then we'll have lessons throughout the day. We'll have rehearsals, definitely lots of practice time throughout the day. And then we'll have lunch, great food, more connection time with our friends and our peers in our community. And then in the evenings, we'll have maybe more lessons and rehearsals, and then we'll have workshops and master classes that really get to teach us more about our instruments and how we can play them better and grow as musicians. And we've seen some incredible performances given by the faculty and staff. And then we have our evening reflection to conclude the night. And it really brings everyone together in total at the end of the day.
Thank
skip
you.
something before lunch. What is before lunch?
Oh, yoga! Every day before yoga. We have
Okay, great, you can add. Like to add something? Well, one of the youngest participants comes from California. And before I entered here, I said, Calliope, maybe you want to say something. Where are you now, Calliope? Yeah! You want to add something?
So IIMIF is a really nice community, and not only do you get to connect with all of these people who are just amazing people and musicians, but you also get a sense of communication through music, but also personal, and it's just really a great experience getting to connect with such a community that really gets you, because not a lot of people get to have that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You can see that without a text, they give you a report, without preparation, because it's internalized. And that's very important in life, to internalize good things and reject bad things. As I said, this is transition from one stage to the other. It's like the end of something, a new beginning. And by the performance, you will see what they learned. And I recall that every journey in life has both ends, ending and beginning, and there's never end. It is everlasting, like in life, We are changing, but not ending. I recall 1989. The world was very much excited, not enthusiastic, excited about the events in China. At that time, Tiananmen Square. And 2 years before the Tiananmen Square events, I conducted a joint study with the Chinese and 5 American scholars on youth aspirations and social reality. Of course, at that time, we always said, well, China, okay? But what we learned in the study, we reported in May '89, at the end of May, few days between the crash down at Tiananmen Square. I went with my 5 colleagues, with the Chinese team met at Nankai University, it's like Harvard in our country, and we had a conference. But again, being nosy, I went to the Tiananmen Square. My colleagues said, oh, you are bringing danger upon us. I said, no, because we cannot listen to what the media said. We have to really see what the reality is. I went, I spent time, took pictures, interviewed, but never published. The point is, people's life and people's well-being is more important than revelation in the media. When the crackdown came, it was very difficult because my colleagues said, indeed, you brought us to danger. Now get us out of China. Fortunately, I was able to evacuate them, but personally, I remained. The Chinese, especially the officials, were not too happy, but those co-organized the conference, yes, because the topic was hot. And I didn't want to be blamed for instigating something. And what I did, under the pretext of becoming a pilgrim to Buddhist monasteries, I remained in China and went to all China. Was probably one of the few Westerners who remained there. Upon the return, they gave me an honorary citizenship and invited me to Chinese dinner. And the restaurant said, Yellow Dog Restaurant. Okay, you know the rest of the story. But going back to the story, at that time I learned that the choice of a career and the preparation for the career is very important. What happened in American responses of the young people, everybody wanted to go to business and administration or into law. I said, well, most of my students, not the strongest, they went into these professions, okay? Because money, I don't want to take down, but it's much easier than in medicine and other professions, okay? Much easier. But in music, not too many. Well, China, languages, humanities, music, technology. Today, 2024, compare and contrast. And therefore I can see your choice. You don't have to be a professional musician, but you have to perform music in a professional way, independently what you are going to do in life. Because you will be happy, other people will be happy. And this is a great achievement if you can share and not only take. Musicians have no easy life, no way, never in history. In the past they have sponsored. Nowadays, well, in America we have many people who question the role of good music. They prefer rather wild music, but easier to conduct people and to bring them into different ways of life. Going back to the transition, I congratulate that in few days you got like a booster, that you will now be more confident in yourself. You will share it. You will take some of the elements from here, from your teachers at home, look forward and not be afraid of overcoming difficulties. Because there's a wonderful saying, per aspera ad astra. Who can translate it?
To the stars.
Yeah, to difficulties, to the star. And I would not like to share my life, but I was educated in a school. There was only one classroom for 6 years. And I ended up at Yale, at Harvard, and around the world, okay? Because I was using exactly what I'm trying to convey to you. Enthusiasm, dedication, and trust. Rejecting evil and trying to do good. Thank you.